The first set of issues is you can only control your own assets. You cannot control your spouse's assets. So when you put assets in, eventually you need to know, either because of divorce, incapacity, or death, you need to know who owned what inside this trust, this joint trust. And so the way you're supposed to do it, which no one does, is when you put assets in, a sub-account says husband's assets. And then the next one, wife's assets. And then the next one is joint assets. And then next, if you have it, community property assets. Then you got to keep account of who took what out, who put what in, any earnings, where is it allocated, and you're keeping basically accounting books for these 3 or 4 separate accounts. Again, no one does it. Then let's go to the end. When someone dies, they can only control their own assets. What are their assets? Well, they have their sub account. They have half the joint, and they have half community property if there is one. They deal with that, and then what happens with the other? And then inside of it, you end up with a whole series of tax issues. How you give it, if you're married, how do you give it to the spouse? Does it qualify for the free marital deduction or not? Big question. We don't know. In a common law property state like Georgia and most other states, title matters, hence the issue. So what happens is they have this joint trust. One spouse dies. The second spouse, they're getting closer, they're getting elderly. Either they come in, their kids help bring them in, and they say, okay, I just want to make sure I'm okay. And I go, okay, I read the trust. This is what was supposed to happen after the first death. So what'd you do? Not 50% of the time, not 90% of the time, 100% of the time. I do know of no exceptions in our practice. They did nothing. Zero. There's no sub-account accounting. There's no movement of assets, nothing. They are sold a bill of goods by lawyers. Clients come in and say, I would rather have 1 than 2. It sounds simple. And lawyers say, okay, we'll do that. They don't explain what has to happen, so they don't understand what has to happen, and they never read the documents. So when you ask them, well, why didn't you do anything? This is what the document says. It's, well, I never read it. I don't know what it says. And now we got to fix it. It is a quagmire.